you better lock in and buckle up because you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. I'm Jet Ski Chuck, and if you haven't already, smash that like button and let's dive into these waters. And don't forget, keep your head on a what? Straight swivel.
Hyper mode, activate.
Thruster set at maximum. Good luck, Jet.
Going quantum.
Quantum mode achieved. Congratulations, you made it to Dark Waters 9.
Guatemala is on a different level entirely. This is El Mirador. Don't think I butchered that one. The city was lost, and when they found it, they discovered it has the biggest pyramid by volume in the world. 43-acre footprint connecting a 6-mile metropolitan area. They are not only larger, they are 300 years older than the ancient Roman road system. The Great Pyramid is 92 million cubic feet in volume. The main pyramid, Lodonta, is 99 million cubic feet in volume. A couple years ago, they flew a plane over Guatemala and laser scanned a lot of it, finding 1,000 new ancient sites. The ancient population estimates increased tenfold. That's not the weirdest part. This site is astronomically aligned to the Pleiades. Tikal, also in Guatemala, is also aligned. The entire Yucatan is aligned. You could use the constellations to navigate it. The Pleiades were known as the Seven Serpents or the Seven Sisters in the ancient world. The similarities in design are so similar between the ancient Maya and ancient Hindu, they should be sisters. Both were masters of sound and resonance and incorporated it into their art and architecture. Today is Guatemalan Independence Day. Congrats on 200 years of freedom, but we all know that's a drop in the bucket if you're using the long count. Have fun tonight. Be safe. I'm in Texas. I'm literally about to go party with y'all. You still got a lot of friends here in the States. Guatemala is on. They found it. They discovered it has.
El Mirador. Damn, I kind of hit that a little bit. El Mirador. I can't roll the tongue, but man, we're diving into that. That's interesting. These ancient temples, you guys already know. Pleiades. If I'm not mistaken, he did say that. Oh yeah, Pleiades. We gotta dive into those. Pleiades. How you can navigate through this ancient temple using a map above? Man, they were on it. We are officially going back in time. The national park. We gotta look into Kalachakra tonight. Teotihuacan, Mandela of Avaloscavara, and Chicken Itzaya. I'm sorry, y'all. I tried, but we're looking into it nevertheless. Chichen. I'm hungry. I said chicken. Oh, man. I want a chicken sandwich. I got these chicken sandwiches I be throwing in the air fryer, man. Them boys come out bad with a little Kobe Jack cheese between some regular hamburger buns. It's game over. Your boy's hungry. I might edit that part out.
And incorporated it into their art and architecture. Today is Guatemalan Independence Day. Congratulations, cubic feet in volume. A couple years ago, it has the biggest pyramid by volume in the world. 43-acre footprint connecting a 6-mile metropolitan area. They are not only larger, they are 300 years older than the ancient Roman road system. The Great Pyramid is 92 million cubic feet in volume. 9 million, a lot of it, finding 1,000 new ancient sites. The ancient population estimates increased tenfold. That's not the weirdest part. This site is astronomically aligned to the Pleiades.
We can't forget about Tikal. We gotta dive into that.
Did ancient aliens help build one of the largest pyramids in the world? Welcome to the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan, Mexico. This massive structure is even bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza and has baffled archaeologists for centuries. Built around 200 AD by the mysterious civilization of Teotihuacan, its exact purpose remains unknown. But here's where things get really strange. Many believe the pyramid was designed to harness unknown energy sources. Some theories suggest that the layout of Teotihuacan, with its precise alignment to celestial bodies, could be evidence of advanced knowledge or even extraterrestrial involvement. Is it a coincidence, or were the builders tapping into something we still don't fully understand? The pyramid's name, given by the Aztecs centuries later, hints at its power. The Pyramid of the Sun. Standing at 216 feet, it's a symbol of a civilization lost to history, yet it still holds secrets we're only beginning to uncover. What do you think? Was it just human ingenuity, or did something out of this world play a role in its creation? If you like mystery, follow for more.
It wouldn't be too hard to, because there's no light pollution back in the day is what I'm thinking. Back in the ancient times, there was no light pollution. So every time at nighttime, y'all got an amazing show. So it wouldn't be too hard to be like, all right, this got to go over here, that got to go over here. But how they move the stone structures, that's the fascinating part. Because it's like, did they dig down into these and carve them out like this? Or did the rocks or granite, the obsidian, did that have to be brought in above earth to make it protruding out? So it's a mystery, you know. I couldn't tell you. It could have been giants back in the day that really could have carved this out and made it a lot easier, you know. I don't know. For entertainment purposes only. Don't come for me.
Underneath the Pyramid of the Sun and also Great Pyramid at Giza, they have the ability to absorb something called physiostatic electricity from running water. As the water moves under the magnetized granite at the base, it creates physiostatic electricity, which these ions rush up into the pyramid itself, and there it's sent into specific chambers. Once it hits these different chambers, the hypothesis is that in some way it creates electric power, and in some way it comes out of the apex of these pyramids.
Another way to look at this energy current is from a sonic or musical perspective.
For instance, in Teotihuacan, this way of the dead had waterways that flowed from one level to the other, to the other, to the other, showing very specific relationship between each of these cascades of water to produce very specific musical harmonics across the whole complex.
At Chichen Itza, you see something really amazing. You have the Pyramid of Kukulkan, which is a great temple. And then you also have the Temple of the Warriors, and you have the observatory. These structures were built long before the Mayans even arrived. The Mayans learned about some of the secrets of the sounds and frequencies that are emanating from that location. Depending on where you're standing, you can hear different sounds. If you clap or make a certain noise, you can get different echoes back.
All of these are nodal points.
I was just about to say that. You can clap in that Kukulkan and you can hear an echo of like birds. So man, I don't agree with y'all boy Billy with a lot of things, but they may be onto something about this ancient pyramids and how they was using the water to conduct energy from the pyramids protruding out from the apex. That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't agree with a lot of things he says. But this might have some validity. Let me know your guys' thoughts below. Let's finish this video.
Points on a web or matrix of energy across the Earth's surface that in the ancient traditions of the West was referred to as the net. And the people in ancient Egypt that knew how to work with this vibrational matrix were literally called in the documents from ancient Egypt the masters of the net.
Could it be that the masters of the net were leaving us a spiritual and technological blueprint for all ages?
If you look at the Teotihuacan pyramid complex in Mexico, right by Mexico City, you discover something amazing. First of all, they have the same exact alignment of the 3 pyramids at Giza by the Great Pyramid. The second thing is that the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan is exactly 50% of the height of the Great Pyramid located at Giza in Egypt. Also, what's amazing is the base of the Pyramid of the Sun is exactly the same exact size as the base of the Great Pyramid at Giza. So what does this tell us? It tells us that it's the same architect. The same architect that built the Great Pyramid complex at Giza is the same exact architect that designed the Teotihuacan Pyramid complex.
All right, we got underground footage, y'all, of the Great Sun Pyramid. How fascinating. That's it. It's not long, y'all. It's only 20 seconds. Still cool that we got some underground footage. They could have been using these as water reservoirs to get that electricity thumping off.
Hey, they're real.
I've seen this one before, but it's an honorary mention since we're talking about this on this subject. So let's play it.
Pharaoh's curse is that we haven't built a pyramid bigger than Giza yet. I mean, just look at it. This thing is massive and it's over 4,000 years old. Oh, but we do have a pyramid bigger than that and nobody's talking about it. The Great Pyramid of Giza is peanuts against the buried Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia, and you will not believe what they found there. In 2005, archaeologist Dr. Samiros Manajic realized, hey, this hill in the small Bosnian city of Visoko is oddly shaped like a pyramid. And shaped like a pyramid was an understatement. This hill has virtually every characteristic of a real pyramid, and we continue to ignore it. To start, it has 4 triangular sides. That's it. Pyramid confirmed. We're done. Joking, but it's got even grade slopes and corners that connect perfectly under the foliage, along with an apex at the very top, the exact shape of a pyramid, but oh, it don't end there, Johnny boy. It's also perfectly aligned to the cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west, much like Giza. In fact, this one is even more aligned to true north than Giza, being only 1/300th of a degree off from perfect north, whereas Giza is 2/60ths of a degree off. They even took EMF, electromagnetic frequency readers, to the top and saw readings of 60 times more of what is normally expected on Earth. Another phenomenon that tends to occur at the pyramids, and the reason why is so mind-baffling that we'll have to save that for a future video. This hill was aptly named the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, the first pyramid of its kind in Europe, taller than the Great Pyramid of Giza and even bigger than the biggest pyramid of the world, Cholula in Mexico, with 4 other smaller hills around it that are also suspected to be pyramids or some other structures, as is usually the case at these ancient sites. Sure, it might just look like a hill covered in trees, but have a look at what the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan, Mexico looked like before it was excavated and after. Same with Machu Picchu and after, and Chichen Itza and after. Any ancient site that isn't in a desert is typically covered with overgrowth, and the Bosnian pyramid is looking a lot like that before stage. And just have a look at these drone shots and tell me these formations look...
You made a good point. The pyramids in the desert, it's hard for them to get overgrowth. So of course you're going to be able to see all those pyramids, like in Egypt, Cairo, they're going to be protruding because it's hard for overgrowth to grow over them. But these, it's easy for them to hide, you know? That was an excellent point. I always learn something new when I rewatch a video, I'm telling you. So you can't really digest everything in your first time watching it. You might have to watch it a couple times, you know? I'm not a super genius that can absorb everything the first time. No, it takes me about 5 times to really get, I'll say, a good 50% of it, to be honest. That's just me, though.
Natural to you. So Dr. Osmanagic began the excavations, and now get this, radiocarbon analysis taken from the rocks hidden beneath the vegetation revealed that this pyramid would be over 35,000 years old, the oldest pyramid in the world by a long shot, over 30,000 years older than Giza, during a time in which traditional history claims only tribes and cavemen incapable of erecting such monuments roamed the earth, far before any civilizations began to form, or so we think. For reference, here's a timeline of all major ancient civilizations and structures built around the world. And here is where the Bosnian pyramid would stand in that timeline. Excavations also revealed huge blocks of 7 tons each, stacked with geopolymer binding, which is an ancient type of cement, and perfect placement, along with perfectly landscaped terraces and other obvious architectural design, but oh no, these are all natural. Note that this was all uncovered up to a meter underground, as would be expected of a pyramid over 35,000 years old. And of course, the archaeological gatekeepers of the world insisted this is just coincidental, with some even going as far as saying Dr. Osmanagic purposely placed these carved stones here to deceive the public. And famed Egyptologist Zahi Hawass, who oversees most of the Egyptian pyramid investigations, even petitioning the Bosnian government to stop these excavations. Within hours of this international discovery, the story is swept under the rug and labeled a hoax. Well, over 50 archaeologists around the world remained optimistic and actually joined Osmanagic's work in Bosnia, with virtually every single one of them who actually saw it in person, confirming that nature could not have formed these hills. Further studies revealing an entire underground tunnel system in the area, the longest subterranean complex of any pyramid in the world. Inside these tunnels, large stone blocks were found that clearly seemed to be artificially created and placed. Other artifacts like this giant round stone that no one can explain, and a whole bunch of other smaller ancient trinkets, statues, and even what appears to be a map carved into stone, were all found around the Bosnian Valley of Pyramids, all dismissed as irrelevant or flat out ignored by mainstream archaeology. Even the peak of the Sun Pyramid forms a perfect triangle with the peaks of the nearby hills, dubbed the Pyramids of the Moon and the Dragon. Another crazy coincidence, right? After much pushback, the government actually did grant Osmanagic the right to continue excavations. But with no official funding, the entire project depends on donations and volunteer work. These excavations are still going on, but after tourism to Bosnia slowed down in the last couple of years, progress on these pyramids have as well. As with anything, you could probably rationalize a completely valid reason for each of these discoveries, and maybe it really is somehow just a hill. So, you think we're tweaking on this one, or are we onto something? Who's ready to get digging? Hey, the real Pharaoh's curse is that we haven't built a pyramid bigger than Giza yet. I mean, just look at it. This thing is massive, and it's over 4...
Man, my TikTok be tweaking, but shout out to FlixoPixel for that video, man. He be dropping some bombs. Yeah, that just was an honorary mention, man, because he dove through there, you know. But and they trying to go to the moon. They trying to, you know, do all this other stuff going on. This is where our funds need to come together, and this is where we need to be digging up, man. We need to be uncovering these pyramids. We need to be talking about it more, but that'll never happen, man. Wow. Look at that stone structure with that face. They got trees growing through the rock. That's ancient. This is El Mirador, Guatemala, y'all. Man, there's pyramids all over the world. We just, you know, we're just talking about the one in Egypt. That's it, you know, but they're literally all over the world. Could you imagine these in their prime? The energy they could have been generating? Oh my goodness. Look how massive that pyramid is. It's just covered in brush. They haven't even excavated that boy yet. Wow. That's the highest tippity top of the mountain on that pyramid. Just look how it just goes out. Imagine what type of relics is under there that they haven't even found yet, y'all. Unbelievable. Who knows how many more are just hidden, man? They didn't build none of these. Everything was found.
I'm back and talking about El Mirador. El Mirador is a 2,000-year-old lost city located in the... I'm back and talking about El Mirador. El Mirador is a 2,000-year-old lost city located in the jungles of Guatemala. La Danta, the 72-meter high pyramid within El Mirador.
La Danta, I gotta write that down. Where's my pen? We're gonna let her finish, y'all, but I gotta catch these while we, you know, so we can keep diving deeper. La Danta
Is thought to be the largest known pyramid in the Mayan world. 3 times larger than Los Angeles, El Mirador was the capital of the Maya and had a population of up to 1 million people. Global Heritage Fund began its restoration efforts at El Mirador with the stabilization of La Danta and then expanded its work to the local community. The lasting economic opportunities created at El Mirador contribute to Global Heritage Fund's human-centric approach to heritage. If you like what you've learned here about El Mirador, make sure to follow us so that you can learn more about cultural heritage preservation around the world.
How cool is that? They're starting to excavate it a little bit, and we can get a glimpse into the ancient art that they had going on back in the day at El Mirador. I want to see the whole thing. Y'all need to get it all excavated so we can come through there and see all the, who knows, the ancient relics that's inside. You know, I can only begin to speculate. But yeah, here's an example. Oh wow, they got a whole El Mirador calf where you looking over everything. They're talking in Spanish, or else I'll let it play. But that popsicle drink look good. Your boy been sober for almost a month. I don't smoke or drink anymore. It's, you know, I don't need that stuff. And I ain't knocking anybody that does. You know what I'm saying? You know, I get it. But this looks delicious. I'll tear that up. That chocolate smoothie? What was that? And they give you a gold doubloon. Man, what was that movie called? The City of Gold. I think that kind of sounds like, I can't I can't think of the name right now. Let me see if I can find it. El Dorado, there it is. What if, just hear me out, y'all. What if El Dorado was inside El Mirador? How crazy would that be? So I'm telling you, man, these waters are never ending. Now we gotta look up El Dorado. Going back to this TikTok, tell me they ain't throwing you an El Dorado token on top. But that looks good. A chocolate muffin? Yeah, that's a chocolate muffin on a chocolate shake rolled with an ice cream cone. Man, I gotta be hitting the weights for 2 hours to work this off. This is a good 1,000 calories. But would I eat it? Yes. I don't know what he was talking about, but this looks like the El Mirador city, descendants of El Mirador. That's pretty cool. I would like to see this place. Definitely add this to the bucket list. My bucket list is outrageous. It's getting outrageous now. But let's keep diving in on El Mirador, man. This is fascinating. Who knew that they had a giant temple that was aligned with the Pleiades stars? People ain't talking about this, but we are on these waters.
Pues hemos llegado a Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, después de 5 horas y media o 6 de manejo, pero esto es Ixtapa, la ciudad de Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo.
So we could basically see the city of where all the residents are living. But if you look at all this surrounding brush, this overgrowth, this could be ancient civilizations, y'all. Definitely could. Up under the brush. All right, now we got a zoom in of El Mirador right there. Oh, they got an oceanfront view. That glass looks sketchy. I would be nervous walking on that. But it looks beautiful, man. For 30 pesos, what is it, 50 cents? You could see all that? Man, I got that right now. Let's do that. It just would be the plane trip, man. But this could definitely be an affordable trip. If you guys ever been to El Mirador, drop in the comments below, man. Tell me what you guys experienced. Do you recommend it? I got a little vacation spot. I ain't mad. I'm not mad. I'm going for the ancient civilizations. They're trying. Y'all see the construction? They're trying to do a little something. And that is beautiful. I wish I spoke Spanish, man. I need to get my Rosetta Stone on. Yeah, El Mirador. Let's see if we can pinpoint these temples. Maybe I'm not typing in temple. Let's type in temple real quick. Get back to these ancient civilizations because I see the nightlife as you can. Activate submersible.
Oxygen levels at 100%. Jet time to dive on this dark water 9.
Damn, look how it's protruding up there, up into the clouds. Is this El Mirador? Wow. This is called something else. I ain't even gonna try to. All right. Ciro El Cone. That's there. I tried, y'all. That chicken one messed me up. Ciro El Cone.
Pre-Columbian gentlemen, hope you are well. I'm a little out of breath. Hello, my friends. Pre-Columbian gentlemen, hope you are well. I'm a little out of breath. We just
La Danta. That was on our list. I got that written down. So this is checking one off.
came up the third level at the complex at La Danta. And let me tell you, it's steep. You know, all that you see, that everything, every tree down there and all that, that's all part of this complex. It's just so enormous. The pictures, you guys don't do it justice. I swear, it's kind of incomprehensible. If you guys saw how big it is here, you would not believe it. It's just enormous. So now we're at the very top of the fourth level of the complex at La Danta. And again, we're on another plaza right here. And this is actually the last level where you have the pyramid top that you see in all the pictures. But that pyramid top is just a minuscule part of this enormous complex, an enormous structure. And here we go. I'm gonna show this to you right now so you can see it. But this is it, guys. This is a famous picture that you see in all of National Geographic and all the newspapers. La Danta, how big it is. One of the largest, if not the largest structure in the entire world, especially the ancient world. And that's the top there. And so we'll take some cool videos and pictures, but yeah, that's crazy. I mean, this is so small compared to how enormous this entire man-made structure is. And just thought I'd show it to you, thought you'd appreciate it. And hit the like and follow button for some more great pre-Columbian content. Cheers, my friends. We'll do another video at the very top. Thanks.
1000 BC to 300. That thing was so massive. I can't get over the trees growing on top of this. Look at the trees up there just protruding from it. How cool is that? It's like the roots have to go all through inside of it. Can we get inside of La Danta? That's a good question. Inside La Danta. But I want to see where he made it to the top. And touch the sound. Aztec Eagle Warrior. Templo Major. Was them boys flying or what? They didn't even need an airplane. They said, watch this. How much you want to bet? Sunrise at Maya City, Tikal. Oh, yeah. At that view.
Everyone, it's the pre-Columbian gentleman. What you're looking at here is Temple 5 in Tikal. It's the actual top of Temple 5, and this is the view from the back of.
I might just wait here.
Everyone, it's the pre-Columbian gentleman. What you're looking at here is Temple 5 in Tikal. It's the actual top of Temple 5, and this is the view from the back of the Central Acropolis, the main plaza in court number 5. It's pretty cool back here. I'm going to show you something. I'm just going to pan down here. There's actually a little walkway right here, and those stairs go to the second level. That was added on at a later date. I explained before how the Maya like to renovate and add on, much like we do today. And this is the actual back. So these openings would have been curtained over, so giving the Maya some privacy. These are the original beams. They're made out of sapodilla wood, which is very strong. It's 1,500 years old and they're still there. So obviously it shows the resilience, one of the strongest woods out there. Pretty cool. And another thing that's really interesting is it's really a steep drop off down here. So this was all quarried out to build this area. And once the quarry was done, like I mentioned before with the North Acropolis, they smoothed the area over, stuccoed it so that the porous limestone could retain water, and then this became the royal reservoir. So this was reserved for royalty, and that's the drinking source for the royal Maya people that were here at Tikal. Super, super steep, goes straight down. And quite a view. So remember, all these trees would have been gone, and you'd have a perfect view of Temple 5, which I have a great story for that. I'll tell you a little bit later, but once we get there, which will probably be tomorrow. But anyway, just thought you guys would like to see. Hope you learned something new, and until next time.
I might just wait here for a little bit.
Uh-oh, he's walking up on it. Ancient Maya city of Tikal. I'd never seen this before. This is all new to me. This world is vast, man. Extremely vast.
You are well. In today's video, I'm excited to share some awesome ear spools from Colima, Mexico, 100 BC to 250 AD. I did a couple videos and some pictures on these, but today I want to really talk about them because they're so cool and so unique. So it's a set of three. They are from Colima, Mexico, 100 BC to 250 AD. They're 2,000 years old, and they're ring. Now they're referred to as ring gauges or gauges, but back then ear spools was the more common term, and they're just beautiful. If you look at them really close, you can see that they have a kind of a reptilian design to them, and you can tell they're also made by the same hand if you look at the design and then also the head. And so we have three different sizes. This one's an inch and a half. This is the smaller one, probably about an inch. And then this is like a half inch. And this, so what I think, honestly, is that I think this could have belonged to a family unit. So this is a child. The medium one is the mother, and then the father right here. It's just theory, obviously. But they're very beautiful. They're actually in mint condition, which is rare because these are so fragile. They do break. There's the background right there. And just some really cool, unique pieces. And I love ear spools because they're actually personal. Like somebody wore these 2,000 years ago, and so it's a direct link to our humanity and to who we are as human beings, and the fact that these are actually worn. So really cool, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hit the like button for some more great pre-Columbian content. Cheers and happy collecting. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. They are available, so you can reach out via DM. Cheers, my friends. Hello, my friends.
Damn, he's selling ancient Coloma ear spoils. Ear spools. My bad. Your boy can't read, but I'm trying. That is huge. Shout out to the pre-Columbian gentleman who's knowledgeable on, this type of stuff. Cause this is the first time I even knew Guatemala had all this stuff popping, and I'm loving it. Ancient murals. I wonder if this is inside one of those. Front steps of the Aztec temple. What a interesting design. Looks like a little monster, doesn't it? Avenue of the Dead. Why is that called the Avenue of the Dead?
Hello, my friends, pre-Columbian gentlemen. Hope you are well. Yes, still at Teotihuacan, and we are walking on the Avenue of the Dead right now, and it's pretty surreal. Like I said, this has been a bucket list item for me. I just haven't quite been able to get here, but finally, here I am. And just a couple things that are just really interesting to me. There's a Pyramid of the Sun behind me. Walking on the Avenue of the Dead. I mentioned before, the majority of the Teotihuacan the greenstone masks have been found here, close to the temple, the steps and whatnot. There's a ton of platforms here, so you can imagine during important times, ceremonies, pilgrimages, people that are going from one pyramid of the sun over to the pyramid of the moon, and you're passing through all these different little platforms and just ceremonies going on. The construction is very different here. What they used was they used the local volcanic rocks, but then a mortar to kind of put it together. Whereas some of the other areas actually cut stones. I'm sure they cut stones here too, but like I said, the majority of it is actually just kind of mortar. And to me, that would make it would seem a little bit easier, and you could build things quicker here, which they obviously did because this didn't last very long. I mean, it was from 080 to 680s when it collapsed. I'm gonna do another video on that collapse soon. Yeah, I just like showing you all this really cool stuff. Avenue of the Dead here at Teotihuacan. Hope you're enjoying these videos, my friend. Cheers.
He said they found a certain type of mask there. It had to be like some type of death mask or something. And how cool is the pyramid and sun and moon? We need to dive into that. Jaguar mural. 200 AD to 600 AD. That's fascinating. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a whole jaguar temple. It said no one really knows who built this ancient city. Look how massive it is, though. Definitely a bucket list. Is that the Pyramid of the Sun? or the Pyramid of the Moon. I couldn't tell you, but we're going to learn a little bit about it today. Here's another view of the Avenue of the Dead. Teotihuacan. I believe that's how you say it. Damn, how cool is that? Look at this one, guys. Why he's got a whole Captain Crunch hat on or something. Hold on. You know what that mask reminded me of? The Mask with Jim Carrey, y'all. Tell me this doesn't remind you of that. Great movie if you haven't seen it. I haven't watched too many movies, but that's one movie I would watch again. The Mask with Jim Carrey. What if we found the real one and you slap one of those on and make you go crazy, huh? What a correlation, huh? Drop in the comments below if you've seen that movie. I think it had some type of Aztec ties to it too, if I'm not mistaken. Like it gave them the powers of some Aztec, strong man. I don't know. Oh wow, they climbing up it? I thought you couldn't go up it. That must be another temple you can walk up. Those look like aloe vera plants if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I gotta see this. I'd rather see this than the pyramids of Egypt, to be honest. How about you guys? What would be your first pyramid you would go see? The sun and moon, or would you rather come see the sun and moon, or would you go see that one in Egypt? I'd rather come see this first. I want to see them both. Don't get it mistaken. But if I had to pick one, like, it would be this. There's just so much to do. So vast. You see that pyramid in Cairo, it's over with. What's next? You going to ride a camel around it and then, get some food? It's a wrap. It seems like there's way more to do. I'm not mad at her. Go ahead then, Carmen Sandiego.
Are well. You guys, in today's video, I want to talk about Teotihuacan in central Mexico. So yes, I had been working on my accent. For those that don't know, I am Mexican on both sides, but I did grow up in the Valley in Los Angeles in the 80s, so my accent or lack of it is evident, but I had been working on my pronunciation because I was pronouncing it entirely wrong the entire time I was down there making videos. And so I just had some I don't know, just some thoughts about that great city and my visit there. Well, by the way, these are two pieces from Teotihuacan. This is from a 1980s Sotheby's catalog and auction, and this is from a 1930s collection. These have been in the United States way prior to me going down there. So yeah, you can't bring the artifacts back there. It's against the law now after the UNESCO treaty. So these have been left in the U.S. for decades. But going back to Teotihuacan, what I found was really interesting, and I did not know this, is that the actual city is based on the the grid or the outline matches Orion, the constellation, and so that was really interesting to me. And then I didn't believe it, so I actually looked it up, and sure enough, it's exact outline, and including with the Avenue of the Dead, the way the pyramids line up, and then with the temple of the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, at the end, it's just kind of a little off to the side there, and that was really interesting. But then we take it even further. I did not know this, but the Great Pyramids at Giza, they are actually in the same constellation, and so that was another interesting kind of coincidence. Although that was 2,000 years earlier than the pyramids at Teotihuacan. But what else was interesting is that the base of the Pyramid of the Sun is 212 meters in each side. And the base of the Great Pyramid at Giza, that is 230 meters on each side, and so it's really close. Obviously, that pyramid's a lot higher, but I just found that kind of an interesting, and just so many coincidences. Obviously, there was no contact because there was writing systems available, and so anything like that would have been documented. Now I'm sure all the conspiracy theorists and the aliens and all the giants and all the guys are going to go crazy with this. But anyway, it's just more of a coincidence, more of those ancient coincidences, and
now I feel like he's attacking me now. Now I feel personally attacked. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to the pre-Columbian gentleman for, showing us these ancient artifacts. And if you love this stuff, be sure to check him out. But he low-key just attacked me.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. The other thing that was really intriguing me was I made the videos, and you guys saw the videos talking about all the shards of ceramics, the amount of obsidian blades and pieces that were there, and just different artifacts that were laying on the surface. And that was first evident when we did the balloon ride, and we landed about a mile away. It was just literally, you couldn't step without stepping on something. It was just crazy. So that was just in an open field. And then also when you're actually in Teotihuacan and you're doing the Avenue of the Dead, if you look down on the sides, not in the gravel part, but just off the sides, but there's shards everywhere. Even in front of the Temple of the Sun, Pyramid of the Sun, right in front there are shards of ceramics, and even by the main gate where millions of people every year walk by, there are shards of ceramics and bits of obsidian everywhere. So I was trying to figure out, why is this so? Because typically on the ground level, you're not going to really find a whole lot. It's going to be buried, right? But then also there are concentration areas within any major city, and that's where you're going to find shards and whatnot. So for example, you would find shards where people would eat, or where people would prepare stuff, or even where schools of ceramics were made. You'll find shards of stuff that's refuse, that was rejected and broken. But this is just everywhere you go, anywhere close to the city. And so my theory, and this is my theory alone, is that those were all shattered on purpose as an offering. So people would do pilgrimages from the outlying areas. Teotihuacan was so important to Mesoamerica, like they extended the control all the way down to Guatemala, down to the highlands at the very, very southern border, and then all the way up through Guatemala into Mexico, southern Mexico, to the Pacific coast, and then into the east coast, the Gulf Coast. So I mean, they would be a place for pilgrimage. And then the other thing that I'm kind of connecting the dots here is that I was just in a Zoom, and they were talking about the fire, what was it called? The fire serpent ceremony that occurred every 52 years, and that would establish the divine right to rule. And that was shared through all of Mesoamerica. And so that was actually coming, they believe that it originated near Teotihuacan and spread from there. And then the Aztec used it, the Maya. And so that would also suggest that people were coming to Teotihuacan and doing these pilgrimages. And so if you do a pilgrimage to an important site like that, you leave an offering. And so just like any offerings that were done in ceramics before they're placed in the burial, the spirit of the vessel had to be killed or released. And you do that by puncturing a hole, by breaking it and whatnot. And so I think that's how you end up with all those shards of ceramics at Teotihuacan, because they would arrive to the area, and then they would smash the vessel, they smashed the ceramic, and then they created the shards. And because there was special and holy and important, people would not pick them up and put them back together. They were left there, and because people realized, hey, these are offerings for the gods, you cannot take them. And so they would be left there, and people would just walk over them. And so here we are 1,500 years later, and you go to Teotihuacan, and in some areas you can't even step without stepping on a piece of ceramic, because there's just so many pieces that are there. And so, I mean, even the locals don't pick them up because they're just everywhere. So the amount and the concentration tells me that no, I don't think that these are just from living in, because Teotihuacan was only really around for 600 years, but it was more from just the intense ceremonial activity of pilgrimage, and that people were bringing these ceramics there and then smashing them as their offering. And so to me, that's how I think they ended up there. So anyway, guys, sorry for the long video, but I just think that's my opinion. What do you guys think? I know a lot of you guys have been to Teotihuacan. What do you guys think is the reason for so many shards that are left there? Because I'm sure you guys have seen them and noticed them. So it's pretty spectacular. Anyway, drop a comment, let me know, guys, and then let's have a discussion. Once again, just like always, guys, hit the like follow button for some more great pre-Columbian content. Cheers, thanks for your support, and happy collecting. Have a great day, my friends.
Wow, that is fascinating. They got actual shards just laying around, ancient shards, you know? That's tight. And it's also cool that it's a respect factor that people just ain't collecting all the shards trying to put them up, you know? I think that's pretty cool too. What did the comments say? Didn't know that. Orion, didn't know that. Yeah. Connected to Orion's belt. You know, you're the one that said that there's a reptilian coin. I don't know if you guys caught that, but he said this looks reptilian. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is just what I'm hearing and seeing. But I believe that's fascinating. They got these shards. I could use one of these to like mash up, you know, like some grains or something, you know, for make your own seasoning. Your black peppers, throw your black peppers in there, grind it up. Throw your sea salt in there, grind it up. Sprinkle it on a little, you know. That's what I'm getting with one of these. That is cool. I spoke it up. TikTok, man. Y'all MK Ultra me. We just was speaking on this. He said these were the artifacts that actually look reptilian. And they kind of do. I'm not going to lie. But they look like the ear spools or whatever they put in their ears. Well, I'm not knocking them, but that doesn't seem something I would ever want to, you know, stretch out my earlobes. Like, something might get in there. You might get caught running in the forest, get yanked on. I don't know. It just ain't, you know. I'll throw a VVS in there, but that's about it. You know, these are still standing here to this day. Through all the weathers and all that stuff, that just shows you how good of builders they had back in the day. You know, we can barely, you know, keep a building up or our cement, you know, without it cracking and all types of crazy stuff. You know, our sidewalks, potholes, you know. Oh, they got bats in there. They got bats. How they say it on Ace Ventura? Chicago. Ah. But I feel good, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. You honestly don't need all that extra stuff in your system, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. If you still watching this with me, I'm gonna let you know you don't need none of that extra stuff in your system. It may, you know, feel cool or whatever, but you know, you can have a good time without it, you know? Oh, here's that balloon ride. Oh, man, I gotta figure out when they do that. A balloon ride over the pyramids? What? That is the best idea ever. So you can really see it. I gotta write that down. There will be no better way to view the pyramids, if you ask me. A straight balloon ride? Don't have a drone you could throw off and really get into it, you know? Just don't pop nobody's balloon. Oh my God. A large Mayan urn from a large Mayan urn from Guatemala. Damn, what's on his stomach? That look like a jaguar mixed. Damn, look at his teeth. He's throwing up gang signs, ain't he? Yes. Stone figure. I wonder how much they be auctioning these boys off. They need to just put it in a museum so we can all see it, honestly. But, you know, we all know about the Smithsonian. You know, half that stuff they got in their basement, we'll never see the real stuff. I'm like, just throw my T-Rex and a couple fossils. You know, they'll hide all the good stuff. They could have some stuff that still got some energy produced to it, like an energy staff or something. I don't know. We'll never see it. Same with the Vatican. We need to do a flash mob. Everybody at once. Just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But they couldn't stop all of us. Show us all the stuff. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me, for entertainment purposes only. Man, it's like it never ends. There's so much ancient stuff you could see. Like, it'll literally take you a week just walking around the sun and moon pyramid, all these ancient structures. You're going to definitely need your hiking boots. We need to go as a group, man. Let's get a giant group of us and just go through all of it, man. Get your hiking boots, some water. Get something for your electrolytes, a banana for some potassium. And we going to go through it all, man. We need to do that. That sounds like a great time. Like around the time with the balloons going. I want to see it all. All right, y'all. They got an Aztec warrior. Veracruz warrior, 500 AD, 850 AD. They was all rocking the flip-flops back in the day, the sandals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just making sure it ain't a giant. Because we all know giants had 6 fingers, 6 toes. But yeah. We got the knee guards. You know. That is interesting. All right, let's jump back on this list. El Dorado, man. I'm curious about El Dorado. Is El Dorado hiding in El Mirador somewhere? Let's see if we got any evidence of something about El Dorado, y'all, while we here. All right. I haven't even seen the old Disney movie of El Dorado. Lost City of Gold.
The lost city of El Dorado is allegedly hiding somewhere underneath the canopy of the Amazon, deep in the jungle where no one has been able to find it. Most historians have dismissed the story of El Dorado as a legend. Many explorers and conquistadors lost their lives trying to find it, after the success of finding so much gold with the Aztecs and the Incas. Satellite images have revealed over 200 massive earthworks in the upper Amazon basin. This is proof of what was once a great civilization. Scientists believe there could be over 2,000 structures hiding beneath the jungle here, the remains of lost cities that have been destroyed over time. It doesn't prove a great city of gold once existed, but it shows that the Amazon was once a bustling place home to a city that contained about 60,000 people. That's a higher population than most medieval European cities had. There were cities in the Amazon greater than those in Europe. The lost city of El Dorado is allegedly hiding.
If El Dorado was bustling somewhere, they wouldn't tell us about it. If that's literally all we got, let me see if I can dive in a little deeper on it. That AI getting crazy, ain't it? I haven't even seen the old Disney El Dorado movie, but this makes me want to check it out once and see what it's all about, especially us on this topic. But it seems like a good Disney movie. I do remember that Atlantis movie they dropped. That one was cool. Let me know, would you guys watch something like this if they remade it just like this? Pretty soon with AI, they're going to be able to do a whole movie like this. And it looks good. I'm not going to lie.
Fever for gold that would drive expeditions for centuries. Maps were drawn, armies assembled, all in pursuit of a city that might exist only in the imagination. It reflected a fundamental human desire to believe in something extraordinary, a world beyond the limits of our everyday experience. The legend of El Dorado first took root in the rugged highlands and steamy jungles of what is today Colombia and Venezuela. The Muisca, skilled goldsmiths and traders, held ceremonies at Lake Guatavita, a sacred site nestled high in the Andes. According to legend, during these ceremonies, a new chieftain, his body coated in gold dust, would ride a raft laden with treasures out to the center of the lake. There, as the sun glinted off the water, he would make offerings of gold and emeralds to the gods, casting the treasures into the depths. These stories ignited a fever for gold that would drive expeditions for centuries. Maps were drawn.
Today I was reminded the difference between The Lost Empire of Atlantis and The Road to El Dorado. The main difference between these two films is the fact that one of them does an excellent job at handling the white savior complex problem that a lot of movies tend to have when they fall into that category where they have to deal with white characters stumbling upon a place or a fictional city that they didn't know existed. Atlantis the Lost Empire does a good job of canceling out the white savior complex because our main character, Milo, genuinely wants to help the people and genuinely has a mindset that is not one of someone who is here to divide and to conquer. Milo had respect for the culture. Milo also had information prior to his visit. He wasn't trying to civilize them. He wasn't trying to rule them. He was there for genuine, real work. Now, with a movie like The Road to El Dorado, like the whole concept of the movie is that Miguel and Tulio stumble upon the magical city of El Dorado where they are presumed to be gods. So the natives think that they're the gods, the chosen ones that are meant to come and rule them. And the word gods is so specific. It's different than kings. It's different than, it's different than anything. gods. From what I heard, the creators, who were also a fully white team, decided to put this in. It wasn't anything that had to do with any real mythology in the first place. The whole movie just felt like a fantasy for a white guy. I don't know. And don't get me started on Shell. Apparently her outfit was a lot more raunchy than this, which is very surprising to find out. It also does tie into the sexualization of Mesoamerican women. And the whole movie was giving major, like, Pocahontas type vibes. Was not a huge fan of the inner concepts. Today I was reminded the difference between the Lost Empire.
I never seen it. Pocahontas, I don't think I ever seen that either, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, man. Nightmare Before Christmas, I watched that a lot, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I ain't never seen neither one of these movies. I seen Atlantis and I liked it, but I never even had any type of reason to watch El Dorado. But that's wild, that take on it, because it's just like, yikes, We got to do better. We got to do better at these movies, man.
Did you know that El Dorado was not actually a city made of gold? El Dorado was actually a person, namely the king of the ancient Muisca people that lived deep in the Andes Mountains. The Muisca people had a special tradition where, when a new king rose to power, they would coat him in gold dust and immerse him in a lake. And they would also chuck gold and other precious gems into this lake to appease the underwater god. So in the 16th century, Spanish explorers heard about the untold wealth of the Muisca people and went in search of it. And the explorers even nicknamed the king El Dorado, which roughly translates to the Gilded One. And in 1545, they even found the lake with all of the gold and precious gems and walked away with hundreds of pieces of gold. And over time, the legend evolved to where El Dorado became associated with a golden city that shone brighter than the sun, caused dozens upon dozens of explorers to go to South America in search of it, little knowing that the golden city was simply a man. Did you know that El Dorado was not...
Damn, that's an interesting take. Let me know your guys' thoughts below on that. We getting all different sides of the story, ain't we? I'm just tying it into, we diving into, what was it? Chichen Itza, the pyramid and sun and moon. So I'm just like, man, El Dorado might tie into this somehow. So that's why we here. And it is interesting. I'm not going to hold you guys up.
Did you know about the legendary city of El Dorado, the mythical Golden City that has captivated explorers for centuries? El Dorado, which means the Golden One in Spanish, originally referred to a tribal chief of the Muisca people in present-day Colombia, who covered himself in gold dust during ceremonies. The legend of El Dorado evolved into tales of a magnificent city filled with gold and treasures, hidden somewhere in the unexplored regions of South America. This myth inspired numerous expeditions during the 16th and 17th centuries, as Spanish conquistadors and other adventurers scoured the Amazon rainforest and the Andes Mountains in search of this elusive city. One of the most famous expeditions was led by Sir Walter Raleigh, who embarked on 2 voyages to South America in the late 1500s, driven by the dream of finding El Dorado. Despite the hardships and dangers faced by these explorers, no evidence of the city's existence was ever found. The legend of El Dorado endures as a symbol of the quest for unimaginable wealth and the allure of the unknown. It highlights the lengths to which people will go in pursuit of a dream, even one based on myth. Follow for more captivating stories of historical mysteries and their enduring legacies. Did you...
This piece is nice. I wonder what this piece is. But could you imagine being on that ship for damn near 2-3 months, everybody getting picked off, y'all can't find the city? Then one of the locals was like, yeah, man, that's just a story. It was some dude covered in gold. There's a couple of gold trinkets we threw down there, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'll look at the captain and be like, man. That's what they need to make a movie on, the reality of that show. That would be interesting. All right, let's jump into the pyramid. But that's all I got for today's video. If you made it this far, be sure to drop some words of encouragement. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, we're just going to keep pumping these boys out, man. We got a lot of stuff coming, banger after banger after banger. I'm gonna work on them hoodies today and get some Dark Waters 9 hoodies and some Dark Water 9 snapbacks going, so we can be rocking those in these videos. I can start sharing pictures of you guys rocking y'all's. If you guys got some content you want to send me, check out darkwaters9.com. I got a submission button. You can go up and you can upload stuff, and that's where I'm gonna be having my merch and everything. So just to keep y'all updated. And hey man, I love y'all. It feels good to be back. Your boy is almost a month sober, and you know I feel great, man. I'm not knocking anybody that likes to, you know, get a little sip and hit the tree a little bit. You know, I ain't mad at you, but you know, they putting chemicals and all that stuff, and you really don't need it, man, unless you growing your homegrown. And I get it, you know what I'm saying, but it's just, you honestly don't need that stuff, man. But hey, I appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace out.